can't touch me like Gojo. Look good at all my photos. Just landed in Kyoto. I'm worldwide, these bitches local. Arigato.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Son of Pop's Culture. I'm Son,
Now I'm Pops.
and this is episode 86.
86 up in the mix. 66666.
Don't stop. Yeah, just keep saying 6. Yeah, can't stop at 6. Okay, who are we? What do we do?
We are Son and Pop's Culture, and what we do here is bring you our take on movies, music, video games, comic books, literature, sports, and a little slice of life. Sometimes you get the whole pie. East and West, young and old, Son and Pops. Where can the people find us at, bud?
Check us out. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Son and Pop's Culture. You know, we have highlights and other stuff of the show, but always feel free to hit us up if you want us to talk about a certain topic or you just want to chat. We're always happy to hear from you guys.
Yeah, love hearing from our listeners. I guess we'll start where we always start.
Yeah, with this week's drink.
This week's drink started as a 21-year-old's quest to find his favorite drink, but has since evolved or devolved into us drinking whatever we want. Because either way,
we
gonna drink. What do you have for the people today, bud?
I am in the middle of pouring the last of my whole garden from last episode.
The last of the Christmas peanut brittle. Nice. That's from Wildcats, by the way. That's a Wildcats reference.
I was like, is this made from that? Like,
that'd be
I didn't know
terrible.
what the recipe was.
Oh, I'm sure there's some microbrewer somewhere in their basement who's making peanut brittle beer thinking they're the shit. But nah.
That probably smells good though.
Yeah, but a Hoe Garden does sound nice, but I have a little something different.
What are you drinking?
I have Rita's Italian Icy with a double shot of vodka. So it's a little slushy poo. So
sounds good.
It is. I'd like to say it's my first one, but it's been a long, hot summer day. So yeah. So cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Oh, the brain freeze.
That's the only downside of those.
Oh. Yep. Yeah, I had.
You good?
I'm good. It just my teeth. I was like, oh god.
Lord.
I realized that I could have Rita's DoorDashed. Your mom was like,
oh my god.
Your mom was like, babe. But your Uncle Jason made a good point yesterday to me. He said, bruh, if it's more than a 2-mile radius, you ain't going. I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, I'm not. I'm like, it just agitates me that I have to go get it.
You have always been like that.
But
because I just grew up and like being older and being able to drive, I would think to myself, especially now, especially living in LA and coming back home, I'm like, wait, why didn't we come here more often? It's a 10-minute drive.
You're like my father.
Like, why was it a big deal?
Because your father hates to drive. That's why I hate to drive. So I got 3 quarts of Rita's from DoorDash to make it worth my while. I got 3 flavors. I know I'm going to want more
last year,
but I've tried to go to Rita's like 3 times. And to those of you our listeners who don't know what Rita's Italian Icy is, it's Rita's Italian Icy. It's Italian Icy.
I feel like they're national, right?
I would hope. I mean, Italian Ices are the bomb. So
yeah, I think they are national. I think I've seen them out here.
So, oh really? That's dope.
I think so.
So yeah, I got 3 quarts because I've tried to go like 3 times, and there's always a line of youth softball players after a game, Bogart and Rita's. So I've gone 4 times, and I was able to actually go one of those 4 times. Yeah, where I was like, oh my gosh, there's 2 people in line. Let's get some Rita's. So yeah, so now I'm stocked up.
It's like an event to do after the game.
Yeah, it's the new soft serve. You know, people go to Rita's. But I got lemon, I got cherry, and I got mango. So I'm good. Yeah.
You didn't get I know, I feel like mango is their classic one.
Yeah, I like pear, but it wasn't on the menu.
Oh,
pear is one of my favorites.
Different.
Pears, it's very clean. It's very clean, very light. I'm not like the mango. I like the cherry. Your mom will eat, but lemon's
I
like my
like the
favorite.
cherry the best.
Lemon's like my favorite. It is, but
Hmm.
yeah. And so yeah. But
Okay.
anyways, so yeah, that was that was
Anyways,
that was this week's drink. Yeah.
well, it sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I will say for this episode, I think it's gonna be review heavy.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing on my
Oh,
agenda.
oh, sorry, bud. I need to clear my throat real quick. Hawk Tua. That's
You-
that's
you
better.
heard
Oh,
that?
on that thing.
How do you know about that?
Bud, oh
It's
my gosh.
Hawk Tuah.
Hawk Tua. Hey, bud.
Have you
So
seen how it's spelled?
yeah, it looks like Tua, but
Hawk Tuah.
Tua. But so
Oh my
I'm
God.
the reason I brought this up. Well, I got a text message in that insane group text I have with some of my friends, not this past week, but the week before, and it was a picture of the girl, and it said like
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
man searching this girl out right now. And I looked at it, I was like, who the hell is this? So I showed my co-worker Mark, who's older than me. I said, Mark, do you know who this is? And he said, yeah, that's the Hawk Tuah girl. And I went, what? So then he showed me the clip, and I was
Video.
like, she's
Yeah.
amazing. So,
Yeah.
so everybody knows at this point.
Hawk Tuah.
Do we even need to explain? I
We
mean,
should just
you
for the
got it.
domestic queens that
Yeah,
may need,
yeah,
an
yeah.
explanation
Who need to be in
or
the
some
know?
inspiration.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, I'm like, she's trying to do a public service, but
There's basically a street interview in Nashville. Some
was that
influencer.
Nashville?
They're in Nashville.
Fucking Smashville. See,
And
okay.
I don't even know what the question was that they asked the group.
I think it was her go-to move to get a guy off
Oh,
or something like that.
yeah. And it was like,
Yeah,
you just got Hawk Tuah up on that thing.
yeah. Well, she
But
said on that thing.
yeah, on that
I
thing.
said,
You just
oh,
gotta watch it.
yeah, she's the
Yeah,
best.
she is. Sadly, I know that's from Nashville because she lost her job. She was a
No,
preschool teacher.
not true. Not
That
true.
wasn't true.
I searched that. Yeah, that's a rumor. That's
I
not true.
Maybe
Yeah.
I read a whole article about that.
I had read a whole article about it not being true, like last night. I just read it. So
Oh,
I don't know. One of us is wrong. But yeah, I read that it's not true. They're having a hard time confirming what it is she does, but the rumor is she's a
oh,
bartender. That she's a
really?
bartender. Yeah. I'm just
Okay. Well,
saying.
I heard. I
Yeah.
I I read a whole thing that she lost her preschool job and she was doing a fundraiser to like get a lawyer to fight back and stuff.
Wow. See, I heard the
And that's
opposite.
how I found out it was a Nashville trip because she was on a Nashville vacation.
What I read was that rumor is not true, and that she actually had a friend who did merchandising, and she's already made $60,000 off of hats because she was selling signed hats for $50, and
Oh my
they're
gosh.
$32.99 without the signature. So
Wow.
yeah, so she monetized
That's some good merch.
the hawk too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but so I don't know, it's one or the other. But so
Well, I believe you. Yeah. She was
well, I mean,
just on she just was on stage with Zach Bryan
wow,
last night. So
wow, that's funny.
I guess
Well,
she
I
can
mean,
sing.
she well, I'm at oh, so your two cousins, Chessa and Cam,
Yeah.
both had championship softball games the other day, and they're what 13 and 11, right?
Yeah.
So shout out to Killer Cam, and her team didn't win, but they played a hell of a game. And the Queen Bee Chessa, she did bring home the championship. So congratulations, girls.
All right.
But while I'm sitting at Cam's game, I'm just watching the game, eating a hot dog. It's a under 13 game, and then I hear Hawk Tuah on that thing, and
Oh
I
my,
and I hear it again,
who
and I
said
hear it
that?
again, and I look over, and there's these three like tweens sitting on top of the dugout, just saying Hawk Tuah, just laughing. They're just like, Hawk Tuah, you won't say it, Hawk Tuah. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
wow. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. Like, should I be like, don't say that? I'm like, obviously. Like, I'm like, what do I say? I'm like, I don't even know these
Uh,
kids, and they're over there talking about Hawk Tuah. So I was thinking, here we are, America. Here we are. We have two robots running for president and tweens saying Hawk Tuah. So it's like, it's crazy
yeah.
right now. It's crazy. So
Yeah,
yeah.
the world we live in.
Oh, it's a time. What a time. What a time to be alive, man.
Yeah,
It's nuts. So yeah. So yeah, thanks for letting me clear my throat.
that,
Um,
that was a good segue.
yeah. But so yeah, what do you got? What do you got for people today? What do you have?
Well, a lot of all my reviews are shows in progress
Mm,
or
okay.
recently released. Um, you want to start with the bear?
I
It's
mean,
I think
it's
it's this show, the most
yeah.
anticipated show of the year.
I mean, real talk, it's our show.
Yeah,
If not
like
for
I,
us, yeah.
it would not have gotten
I mean,
as many seasons as it
I
had.
mean,
Like,
yeah,
let's be honest.
because we are day oneers. We're
Yeah.
the ones that let all of you know about the show. I mean,
Yes.
Jeremy, he hit me up the other day, said, thanks, dog. I said, anytime, player,
Yeah.
anytime.
He
But
still he didn't he say you still owe me that sig?
that's
You
right.
still yeah, because
I
I remember you asking him for one.
yeah.
You
I
know
said,
how you know how you are.
yeah, I know. I never have a pack, but I'm
But
always
he
smoking.
always does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he always does.
That's it.
Except
That's
so
his
yeah.
thing.
So yeah, Jeremy Allen White. Before we get into the show, did you hear the rumor that him and Sid are dating?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
IO or
yeah.
AO.
Yeah, I'm not sure how
Yeah.
to pronounce her name, so
Yeah.
we'll
I
go
I
with
just
Sid.
saw the clip there at like a baseball game and he was like rubbing her back.
Were they at a baseball game together? Just them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, it was
dating.
just them and yeah, that
Yeah,
was already
yeah,
the
yeah, they're
thing.
dating.
Like what
Yeah,
platonic friends go to baseball games? Also,
yeah,
and just the way he was rubbing her back, it
yeah,
just
they're
wasn't
dating.
platonic, in my opinion.
Well, he did an interview yesterday. Well, the interview came
Okay.
out yesterday, and he said he didn't confirm they were dating, but he says that their relationship extends past work hours. Yeah, yeah, and that she's an amazing
White man
person, and
always wins.
yeah,
God.
yeah,
But
didn't
I like
confirm it,
him, so it's
but I
okay.
like him, and he said hopefully that chemistry
Come on, man.
translates to the screen. And I'll tell you what, the scene in season 2 when they were like under the table putting that
Yeah.
table together, I was like, what? I was like,
That's when it finally clicked. I was like, oh,
I,
I
I was like,
don't know if they're just
oh,
friends.
yeah, I was like, oh, they have like crazy chemistry, and they were just
Yeah.
talking about like putting the table together and shit. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
damn. But so yeah, so okay, we'll get into the season. Season 3 finally dropped.
Yes.
I mean, highlight of my
Uh,
summer so far, outside when you came home.
yeah.
Just highlight of my summer. um, I only made it in 4 episodes, so sorry to disappoint everybody who's waiting for a full season review. Life is life. I only got to watch 4 episodes.
Yeah.
You
We'll do that
finished.
review next week.
You finished
You
the
know,
season,
I did. I did.
so
My goal, literally, I knew it was coming out. I said, I'm not a binger, people.
yeah, because you're not. So
I, I take forever to watch shows. I said, I'm gonna finish this season by the time we record. And I will say this, it is such an easy show to binge. Like
yes,
I was just episode after episode, I was like, oh my
yeah.
God, like this is like nice. Even though will stress me out at times, it's still just a super enjoyable show to watch.
But
And yeah.
can we talk about the 4 episodes that I watched?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, the 4 episodes that I will
yeah.
say, what did you think of the first episode of this season?
Okay, you know me.
Yes.
You're gonna say something smart. I loved it. Your mom was like, your mom.
I know, mom.
I hope this isn't how the whole season is. I was like,
Oh my God.
no.
I'm not surprised she
I
said
was like,
that.
no, but they were doing something different. I was like, yes, and I loved it. I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved the minimal dialogue. I loved,
It was
but
a
your
whole
mom,
montage.
yeah, you're,
That
yeah.
45-minute episode was
Well,
a montage.
it was showing you how he got to where he's at. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Up to like the night of the opening, well, the morning after the night of the opening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But
so
it was
I
going
was,
back and
yeah,
forth.
which is what your mom hated because she hates that.
I know she can, yeah.
Yeah, because
I
they
feel
don't.
like a lot of America did too.
Well, the thing here's the trick, people. If they're not telling you, you have to pay attention to things like what he's wearing, like you know what I mean, like what he's
And just
doing.
remember
Yeah, like
off other contexts that we got the first two seasons,
and then you'll
where he was
realize,
at, who he's
yeah,
with.
yeah, like when he was in Copenhagen, it was like, oh yeah, this is the same place he sent Marcus to. Like, Like, oh, there's the
It's
guy
not
Mark.
hard to
No, it's not.
bridge
But
the
people
gaps.
people hate it, and I'm like, I don't understand. I
Yeah,
just sat back and was like, I love this. I love all of
yeah.
this.
I
Like,
I respected it. I will say this
yeah.
whole season, I was like, this is the most experimental that they were,
I saw.
and this first episode definitely showed it. They're like,
Oh
yeah, we're
yeah,
doing something
we're
different.
gonna we're gonna try something. I saw a review that said they think they're self-important now or something like that. I didn't read it, but I was like, go fuck yourself. Was my first
Yeah,
thought. Like, oh, I'm sorry that yeah, they succeeded and they're still pushing the limits. Like
yeah. That
it's kind of
it's
like
what they literally say in the show.
in
They
the
say
show, yeah.
every day try and do something different.
Yeah.
Try and push the
Yeah.
envelope, and
Yeah,
that's what they're doing in this.
yeah, creativity and passion. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go. Like, so I was very happy with the first episode. Um, episode two, Marcus's mother's funeral was how it opened, correct? Yeah.
No,
No?
no,
Are you sure?
that was Doors.
That was episode
Episode
three.
two started. Episodes two started with
Oh
them.
yeah, that was the first real
Open.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
that was
yeah,
them. That was a
yeah,
bottle episode. That
yeah,
first, and if you don't know, a bottle episode is when the whole episode takes place in one location. This episode took place in the kitchen. After they had a whole montage of Chicago,
yeah,
literally
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
we love you, Chicago."
yeah, yeah,
After those 2 minutes,
yeah.
which yeah, after the montage, it was just the kitchen,
Yes, yes, yeah.
and yeah, it was just an argument the whole
Yeah, yeah.
episode.
Oh,
And
it's such
and it was
yeah,
like, "Yep, this is the bear you know."
yeah, yep, yep, yeah. And I love that. I loved it.
Yeah, it was well done.
Yeah.
It
I
it reminded you how, everyone's dynamics and stuff.
well, but when it started with all the shots of Chicago, I literally sat there like it's going, great shot, great shot, great shot, great shot. Like all the way up to like Carmi's
Yeah.
hand. I was like, great shot. I was just like, wow.
I like that too because
Yeah,
those were real people and stuff just
yeah,
doing their day-to-day lives.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I that was great. The dialogue was great. It's fast. I wonder how much gets ad libbed, because I feel like the guy who
I don't
plays
think
Richard.
it does.
Really, you think they're just that good?
I think they're on the script. I saw
Wow.
like a comparison. I mean, obviously there's some phrase
Yeah.
changes,
Sid
but they're
said.
pretty tight.
Sid said, "Both of you shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
And I just started laughing. I was like, "That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They're
funny."
like, because Toe Chef Carmi,
Yeah,
Toe
yeah,
Chef Rich,
yeah.
like,
Richard. Richard. I
yeah,
was like, he started calling him Richard. I was like,
it was
oh God.
ridiculous. It was
Yes.
ridiculous.
Yeah. So that was great. Even when Oliver Platt, he came in and said none your
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
none of your fucking business. I
Yeah.
was like,
And
bah!
then Carmi, when he said it, he was like, why did I ask that?
Yeah, why I asked. That was
Like,
great. And yeah, so then we got to episode 3.
which started with the opening of Marcus's mom's funeral.
Yes. Which I thought was a great scene.
Yeah.
Just very great scene.
Yeah.
Your mother, the inspector. I probably said this last week. Your mother will never solve the crime, but she will find the clue that solves the crime. It's like the details your mom picks up on when we watch things are always so like
It's
it's
like, why did you
always
notice that?
yeah, like but it's always like, oh. I'm
Yeah.
like, then like your mom literally said it started. She goes, oh, never seen him without a hat before. And I went, yeah.
Yeah.
And I like looked at her, was like, yeah.
You're right.
Then,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
see,
I was like, why
see?
does he look different? I was like,
Yeah,
oh, you got a
see?
haircut, but then you're
See?
like, oh no, he always has the
Yeah.
hat on.
Always, but who noticed? Your
But now
mama.
I want to look back to see, even with the scenes of his mom, I don't know if he had a hat.
But all I know, your mom
Like a
said it,
respect thing.
and my brain was literally like, I don't recall him ever
Yeah.
taking his hat off. I thought it was part of his head, but and then it got into the restaurant opening, and it was season 1 Bear. I was like, and here we are, folks. My anxiety's
Yeah.
at a 700. Like I was
And
like,
it was just like the days of it.
oh,
It was essentially weeks
oh,
of
but
just their life. And it was, oh my God.
I was just like,
Another montage episode.
yeah, oh, but so I told you before that, but I'll tell you again. Like your mother fell asleep after episode 1, So when she was rewatching it earlier today, it got to the episode 3, and I said, I can't watch this again. Like I was like,
Yeah.
it's just too much. It's just like the fact that there's restaurants where that's how it is.
Yeah.
I
I was like, how do you do this every day?
but I
You're at a
remember
10 every day.
every day. But I remember that when your mom was like a server full time, and she would come home there some days like ecstatic, and then some
Yeah.
days ready to kill people. And I would just be like, how can your job be this stressful? But
Yeah.
she's like, the fuckers in the kitchen, and I'd be like, wow. But now it's all love. But I'm like, man. So maybe,
Yeah, episode 3 was good for that.
yeah. So
And there's still just that push pull of front of house, back of house, and
mhm.
Carmi just being super stubborn, but he knows
Yeah,
he has to change, but he's still
yeah.
stubborn on because like the B plot is the whole Claire situation.
Claire Bear.
He shattered that girl's heart
Oh,
at the end of season
smithereens.
2.
Smithereenies. Yeah.
And so that's one of the B plots is his relationship with her.
Wait,
And then
can we talk about Fack saying he gets
oh
served
yeah.
when he gets served,
Oh,
and he when he took out the soup
the soup
and poured it in front of him? Carmen said poured in front of him. He
and
took it
told him
out.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
fresh or whatever.
He's like, this is from Cormier's imagination. This is the soup from Cormier's
Yeah.
imagination. I'm pouring it in front of you. Poured it in front of him and then brought it back into the
Brought it
kitchen.
back. I was really like, what is he doing? What is he doing?
I was like, oh my god, he's bringing it back. I
Yeah.
was
And
like, Carmen was
and
like, what are you doing?
Carmi, yeah. I will say
Oh,
Richie, he stands up for that man.
he does. He does. He knows he's not all there. He's like,
Yeah.
this is what he's good
Yeah,
at.
he
And this
pulled
is
him
what
aside. Don't you do that again.
they'll never serve. You never serve
Yeah.
ever. I was like, ah. But
That was funny. How about yeah, him like especially as you get later in the season, Fack and his brother are
yeah.
they're more prominent, especially his brother. Like there's
Yeah.
scenes of just them
Well, I saw in
riffing off each other.
episode 4 starts with them um doing something in Carmi's office.
Oh yeah,
And I
yeah.
was
Or
like,
hanging up the pictures.
yeah,
Yeah,
of all the critics.
yeah. There's definitely more of that. Like they're like the comedic relief.
Yeah, and they're good.
Yeah, they are good. Yeah, just keep watching it.
Well,
It's
I plan to.
I know you. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I just like by the end of this. Yeah,
Episode 4 opened.
episode 4. I forget how that opened with.
It opened with Claire and Carmi.
That was episode 4, and when they're talking,
Yeah,
I loved that shot when it
yeah,
was just
yeah.
a static shot,
And it
and it
was
was
dark.
dark, and
Yeah,
it slowly just lit up. I love that. I just loved how it was one take. I
yeah,
love an uninterrupted takes, and they're just talking. It was a good conversation.
yeah,
And I was like,
yeah,
man, Carmi, you messed this up.
yeah. Because I think I
You
love
screwed
her.
this up.
I was like, oh, Carmi. Oh,
I That's funny you say that because I know people hate her because they just want
what?
him in Sydney. And they're
What?
like,
Nah. Mm-mm.
and I'm like, you gotta see why he likes her so much.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like him and Sid is a different thing.
yeah,
Like their relationship is professional. It's a professional love, if that's possible. Does that make sense?
yeah. It's like, oh,
You
I
know?
love you because
Yeah.
like
Like you
your craft. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah. Like
Not saying they don't love each other,
I
but
mean, her feelings for Carmi are 100% rooted in Carmi the chef. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Claire's
yeah.
is Carmi the person. Like your mom even said about Sid, she's like, it's crazy because like,
Oh, you're so right.
she
Yeah, Carmi the chef, Carmi the person.
yeah. And because Sid Claire Bear knows him, like literally knows him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
day
Like,
one. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like your mom even said about Sid, she's like, it's funny because she said like looks up to him, but she still has like these opinions. So it's like a conflict because like
yeah,
she makes something, like see if Sid were to cook a dish, she wants Cormy to like it.
yeah. And he would just be
But
like,
yeah, but it's like so in
this
the
isn't working, and just throw it
yeah,
away.
yeah. Whereas like, but it's like what she makes. Like when that guy stopped her in episode 4
At the
and said
bus
and said he had
stop,
yeah, and said he had to. I think it was a train
a
station,
train
but
station. My bad. Yeah,
but it said he had the food, said it was excellent, and said it was not Cormy like.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of Claire, like the scallop. It was one of Claire's dishes, probably. You know what I mean?
Sydney's dishes.
I mean, yeah, sorry, Sydney's dishes. So the collaboration works as long as you can taste her in it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Because like the big push pull we saw in episode 2 with the non-negotiable list,
yeah,
it's Carmi just wanting his way.
yeah,
He's just
yeah,
so stubborn. And
yeah,
he'll listen to her at times and he'll be like, I
yeah,
need you. He'll obviously say,
yeah,
I need you.
yeah,
But she's like, I don't feel like I have a voice.
yeah. Like you
Just,
need me, but
yeah,
I don't, I don't like, but you don't need me. Like you need
you
me,
don't.
but
Yeah. Like you
yeah,
need
but
me to
my
keep you in check and
yeah, you
keep,
need me for what you need me for.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
right.
like you said, not that
Yeah,
great of a collaboration.
yeah.
Great
So,
inspiration.
yeah, yeah. It's
And
Batman. It's Batman and Robin. It's not
yeah,
like Batman and Superman. It's not the world's
yeah,
finest.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, 5 people got that
Not
reference,
saying Sydney
but
can't be the world's
yeah,
finest,
yeah, yeah. Not saying she can because
but
I think she clearly
under,
can.
yeah,
Yeah,
but under his wing,
yeah,
there's a ceiling.
yeah. There's this. Yeah, she'll have to branch out, and I think I
Yeah.
don't know if this is the last season or not,
No,
but
there's season 4.
oh, there
They
is.
already confirmed,
Yeah,
yeah, season
okay.
4.
That'll probably be what we see near the end of this. I mean, you finished it, but my
Yeah.
theories, I won't theorize since you already saw because I'll read it in
No,
your
you can
face.
theorize.
No,
No, I have a
won't.
poker face.
But I raised you. No, you don't. So,
Okay.
anyways, I'll be like, I'll
That's
look
not
at
what I
you.
heard.
All right. Well, I mean, for people who don't know you, like I know you, yeah. But I'm sorry, but I'm just saying. Um, but
Okay. Well,
yeah. All
keep
right.
watching finish the
I
show, I
will.
mean.
I will. But I yeah, um, yeah. Carmi, Sid, Claire, Richie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Richie, you know,
yeah, yeah,
the there's multiple scenes in the show, and I'll just think back, man, season 1 Richie
to
would,
now.
yeah, would react so much
Oh,
differently.
yeah. His character has grown a lot.
Yeah. Even in
Yeah,
episode 2 when they're doing like the FUs and
yeah.
stuff, it wasn't like season 1 was like, oh, I will kill you right
I'll
now.
kill you right now.
It
Yeah,
was just like
yeah, yeah. Because
like
I
we're
think,
combating, but
yeah,
I don't
because
know.
Richie was more hurt because Richie did like was
He
really trying
ran,
to. He was trying to help Carmi when he was locked in that freezer, and then
yeah,
Carmi had a fucking meltdown. You know what
yeah,
I mean? He just started shitting on everybody.
yeah,
So, and Richie actually stepped away and continued to hold the fort down. You
yeah,
know, but because that's the thing people forget about is that basically at the end of the day, that shit ran without Carmi. Like it ran. They did it. He's locked. He was
yeah,
locked in. He was locked in the freezer, and they did what they had to do without him.
yeah,
So, and it's funny because like I when in episode 2 when Sid asked him about the star, and he was like, "You said stars." She was like, "You said stars don't matter, like or they're a trap."
yeah, yeah,
And it's like
yeah,
so basically he obviously is looking for validation now. You know what I mean? Because it's like since it caused him the thing he cared about, he wants to have it all now or something. But
which is what Oliver Platt's character and like Uncle said. Like if
yeah,
you want this, you gotta go all in. Remember
yeah.
season 2?
Yeah.
I forget what
Meanwhile,
episode.
meanwhile, he's bitching about money now. He's like, we get an
I know.
$11,000 bill for butter. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn,
Yeah.
damn, that's a lot of butter. Like 11
Yeah.
grand for butter. Come on, bud.
I
Come on.
know. I know.
Like in the
I
average
know.
person, I mean, I would love to, like I said, 170. It said 9 courses, 175 is what he said to come and eat there. I was like, 9 courses,
I don't even know
$175.
what 9 courses is.
Yeah, I don't know what the other 4 would be. But I'm like, I would like to try that just to see. Because your mom even said, if you gave me a piece of meat that big, she's like, it better be like,
Amazing.
yeah, I mean, and I mean fucking amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, like, not like anything that's ever hit my mouth ever.
Before.
Because I
Yeah.
mean,
And you are
you
getting
know,
9 courses, so
yeah, you're getting a scallop
yeah.
with all this shit. Like, what is that scallop really gonna taste like? Like,
Yeah.
really, like, I don't know. I'd do it. I'd pay 175
I would,
bucks.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
and
not?
I feel like we should ask the listeners. So, would you spend $175 plus gratuity for a 9-course meal at a fine restaurant? I mean, with using
Yeah.
the bear as a reference, you see what your portion sizes are going to be.
Yeah.
Would you
But
do
and
it?
you can't tell me it don't look good.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. And I really, truly believe that 9 courses, that amount number of bites, you would be full when you left.
Yeah.
But to me,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about fullness. I'm worried about like fulfillment. I want to
Yeah,
be
like I'm
like,
worried that like
yeah,
I'll pay it and just think, well, was that worth it?
yeah,
Like,
because
was
it's
that
different,
really the best piece of meat that I ever
right?
bit into?
Right. That 3 bites worth of fucking meat
Yeah.
that they gave me. Cause like I mean, I've been to Ruth Chris, I've been to Morton's, I've had good steaks, but I mean the difference between a Morton steak and a Longhorn steak, straight up, like I mean, it's just steak.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly,
No,
so
I believe you. You know me, I
yeah,
eat anything.
yeah. So I
I'm
want to,
eating beef and rice
yeah,
multiple days a week
multiple days.
with some sriracha, and I'm like, yeah, this
Yeah,
is pretty
it's
nice.
pretty
So
decent. Yeah. So I want to know what it is. What does a 3 Michelin star meal taste like? You know.
yeah,
Oh, and did you know in the montage episode, my man Thomas Keller, that's who that chef was that he was
yeah,
working under. I was
yeah,
because when he said today, when she said, "Where does you Sanj at?" and he said the French Laundry, I said, "That's fucking Thomas Keller." And
yeah,
those of you don't know, Thomas Keller is like was voted the best chef in America in like
yeah.
1990 something or
For a
2000.
minute,
Yeah, and I mean,
he
yeah,
did Ratatouille, right? He did the food in
um,
Ratatouille. Was that him?
I'm not sure, but I know that Spanglish, that Adam Sandler
Okay,
movie where he plays a chef, is loosely
yeah.
based on Thomas Keller, and
Uh,
he consulted on it. He probably did consult on Ratatouille.
I thought
He's
it was him.
it may have been like my five rest
I
my
thought you told me that when I
did
was a
I
kid.
Ratatouille?
I
I don't know,
swear.
maybe.
How else would I
I
know
mean,
Thomas
I
Keller?
don't. I mean, my 5 recipes that every man should know. Those are all Thomas Keller recipes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and yeah, he's a beast. I mean, he there was a competition they used to do. He won it so many times. His restaurant won so many times in a row. They changed the rules. Like
Wow.
he was like a perennial winner of some restaurant
Yeah,
award in Europe. It was like a French award. And they finally were just like, this is enough. You can only win once. Like they were like, because he won so many times in a row.
yeah,
Yeah, he's has a book out called he has multiple cookbooks, but he has a book that I've wanted for years and I just won't pull the trigger because it's like an $80 book, but it's called Ad Hoc, and it's just like a French cuisine, just like
yeah.
he does a lot of brining. He just and like even just the way he was talking to Carmi when he was saying like you hear the music,
The
you know what I
sound,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like the sound of the I was like, who does that? But even when
yeah,
he explains how to cook a steak, I remember reading his instruction and then I watched the video and he was like, when you cook a steak and he'll sear the one side, flip it over, then he throws a stick of butter in and lets it melt on top of the steak. And then as that butter melts, he's like, your spoon needs to be like tap, 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 tap. And that's how he based it. Like that tap, tap, that tap is it hitting the pot, hitting the skillet and going right back up, hitting it up, like tap, 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 like he's spacing it. But he was talking about the sound of it, not like
yeah,
every second you base it. He was more like tap, tap, tap. And I was like,
yeah,
so that's what I think about when I'm,
yeah.
basting my. But anyways, sorry, people.
No,
Thomas Keller.
they a lot of the show they are getting real cooks.
Yeah,
Like
which.
not, I'm not spoiling anything, but they get a lot of Chicago cooks, just
Oh yeah,
like cameos, like talking about their experience. Because
nice.
I thought, are these real people? I looked it up. Yeah, they're real.
Yep,
They
real
have real
people.
restaurants in
That's cool.
Chicago.
That's
So
cool.
I think this season, especially you said the montage in episode 2, it's the whole show is a love letter to Chicago. Like, if you don't want to go now, I mean, will you ever want to go after watching The
Look,
Bear?
I know, and I'm not going for deep dish pizza.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was Thomas Keller. He did consult in Ratatouille.
Okay, yeah, you told me
Yeah.
that. I
All right.
remember as a kid. I was like, how else would I know that information?
Yeah, that I think it's his Ratatouille
That's
that
funny.
it's his Ratatouille that
Okay,
they make. Yeah.
that's funny.
Um, but my man Anthony will argue that Gordon Ramsay's the better chef because he has more Michelin stars, but he also has more restaurants. So it's like Thomas Keller, I think, has 7 Michelin stars and he has 3 restaurants.
Yeah.
So, so yeah.
I mean,
But
stars are just another accolade.
well, because of the bear, I actually, because I mean, Anthony's one that told me about Michelin stars, and I never just bothered to look up like who the fuck the Michelin people are.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and then I watched the episode. And it was so ironic. So I looked it up yesterday. I
Yeah.
watched the episode today, and Richie's bitching about it. It really is the Michelin tire people. That's who gives out Michelin stars. Like the Michelin. So yeah. So Michelin, the tires, Michelin,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Michelin man with all the rolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So they used to have a tour guide, like a touring guide that they would ship out to people that told you where to eat, where to stay, because they were a tire company.
Yeah.
So it made
Travel.
sense. A
Yeah.
travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they started ranking them, and it was like one, like, yeah, one was like worth a stop if it's on your way. Two is like, I'd make a trip there. And three is like, do not miss this for anything. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, or something like that. But I was like, wait, so it's some damn tire
That's
company?
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like some international cuisine like
Yeah. Like the
institute.
UN
Yeah,
of
yeah.
cooks.
No, it's a tire
It's
company, people. They're like,
I
yeah,
mean,
go.
now it is.
Yeah,
Nowadays, they're recruiting people to be on the board,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it
Well, yeah.
started off as some travel agent.
Yeah, some tired fat guy who was like, man, when I was
Yeah.
driving through Nantucket, there was this one restaurant, it's bomb.
Yeah.
I've got a lobster roll. I mean, I give that like
Gravy on my
what
fries?
I mean, I'm talking what, one out of what, 3 star? Wow, I give it 3 stars.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
about those restaurants from way back when they started that have a star when the
yeah.
criteria was super low?
Oh, I know. It was they had ice.
They're holding on to that.
Yeah, because they've been doing this since before World War II. So
Yeah.
so
Oh,
they
dang.
really were like they had ice. Yeah,
Shorties in
sure.
Washington probably has a Michelin
They
star.
probably do. They had an ice maker. They had fresh coffee. They were
Yeah.
like, this place is
What more?
amazing.
What more do you need?
You
A
know.
fan a ceiling fan
Yeah,
to
I'm
get
gonna
you some
do
fresh air.
I'm gonna do a cross reference of like a 1950s Michelin guide with a 1950s green book and see how if people are like, what's a green book? If you
No,
don't,
they know
yeah,
now. They
yeah,
have the
yeah,
movie. They have the
yeah,
movie.
and see how many restaurants pop up. Don't be like, oh, this got
Oh,
three
you
stars.
should.
Oh, that's why I got
Oh,
3 stars.
oh
Like,
yeah.
it was like,
You
yeah.
should do that. Oh
Oh,
my
wouldn't that be
God.
something? Wouldn't that be something? Yeah.
Then Twitter the next day will be trying to cancel the Michelin people.
I know, or cancel that restaurant. You got
Yeah.
3 stars in 1962 because they had a dish
Yeah.
called white only pies. But anyways,
Uh,
oh man. So I guess, yeah, I
yeah,
guess
so that was the bear.
that
I
was the
mean,
bear, people. There's really nothing else for you this week,
like
man.
I will say my favorite I don't know. I know my favorite episode. I know my favorite moment from an episode is later in the season,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna say it,
All
but
right.
you know it. I know you'll enjoy it. So,
I'm gonna
and
guess that it involves Richie, not Richie, Mikey. I'm gonna guess that it involves Mikey.
you know they give
Because
him a
yeah,
scene. They literally
I,
they do it on purpose now. They're like, we're
oh,
gonna give you a scene every season,
oh,
but you're just gonna do your thing.
yeah. Barenthal shows up and he's just
Yeah,
kills it as Mikey. I'm like, I love that guy, man.
yeah.
But I
And
read. Go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and Jamie Lee Curtis will win another Emmy. So,
Yeah, 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 for sure. I remember season one. I think it was on here. We were talking about it, and you hadn't seen who Mikey was yet. Because I remember being like, wait
okay.
till you see who it is. Wait till you see who it is.
Oh
And it's
yeah,
perfect
it
casting, and he was
was.
so perfect. And
Yeah,
I can still see the final episode of season one when he says let it
they montaged that this
yeah, because you
this
saw
season.
Mikey, he
It's
does the
looking
smile,
back,
like he's
smiling.
smiling. That
Yeah,
is like, I
and the
love
light
that
shining
moment.
on them. Yeah,
Oh, I love that moment, bud.
yeah, that was a
I
perfect
love that
ending of
moment.
the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
God, you see people. So here at Son and Pop's culture, sometimes, man, my son just he gets it, man. It's just bad, but
Yeah.
oh, I love that. I love that scene. Like this season when Richie's trying to wake him up. It's so I was like, oh God.
Oh
I was like,
yeah,
I said, oh babe, your mom
yeah.
was asleep. Your mom's sleeping. I'm like,
Oh
oh
my
babe.
God.
I'm like, oh babe,
Yeah, that was
no.
sad. That was sad.
Yeah. I was like, this is the morning. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. All right, we gotta get off the bear. We gotta go. Watch the bear, people.
All I'm gonna say is this season I think was represented a transitional stage for the characters.
Mm.
in the restaurant.
Mm,
I don't know, just a lot like it just felt more casual to me. I
yeah,
really let you sit with like there'd just be scenes of characters talking for it seemed like a while. And I
yeah.
don't know, I maybe some people didn't like it, but I thought it was a vibe.
I like it, man, so far, and I feel like it's quality TV.
It
You know,
is.
and it's FX, it's Hulu.
Yeah.
It ain't HBO. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, talk about we forgot all about the bear when we talked about perfect first seasons. Jeez.
No,
But
I thought we
did we
mentioned
did
it.
we did we mention
I
it?
thought
I
so. I
hope.
thought,
I hope.
yeah, that
'Cause
is a
I,
perfect because that could have been
yeah.
its own show. I remember we didn't know if we were getting a season
Yeah,
two.
yeah, and it was like, please
Yeah,
give it
and
to me.
honestly, I'm super impressed. I remember when they announced they were filming this season, and I was like, are they? I was nervous because it was the beginning of this year, I think. I was like, how is this gonna be done in June? They're just now filming.
Yeah,
So they were working overtime.
yeah, boy,
Everyone
they did it.
from the
And
because you know the strikes delayed shooting and everything. So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
yeah, they did their thing. But yeah,
they
that's
did.
our take on the bear. We'll finish it next week.
Yeah, yeah,
So stay tuned.
yeah.
Another this isn't as, you know, on the same quality as the bear, but
Okay.
I forgot to bring it up last week, and that was Star Wars The Acolyte.
Oh yes,
Have
you're
you
current.
started it? I'm current.
No, I haven't. I haven't. I'm just leaning on you. I am
Super
leaning on you.
fair. Honestly, if you don't watch it, you're not missing anything.
Yeah.
You're really not.
Yeah.
Episode by episode, they're breaking some lore, some
Oh,
established lore, which upsets fans. But episode 4 and 5 are actually, sorry, episode 5 was decent. It's a decent watch. Episode
yeah.
4, I'm gonna start with episode 4 though.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with the good.
Oh,
The
okay.
last minute was good.
The last minute. Stop.
Oh no, I swear to God.
Really?
Yes. Why it was good was, you know, they have the villain, right?
Oh,
Some
that's
guy
what
with a red
they
lightsaber. No,
revealed
no,
who the
not in
villain
this
was.
episode. Not this
Okay.
episode.
Okay.
It was just, you know, first the villain makes his appearance amongst the Jedi,
Hmm.
and how they shot it and did it, it was actually scary. He like is out of focus and he's floating down using the force, and they just have really creepy music, and it felt like a horror movie. Because he
Hmm.
has this mask and this cloak, and you see the lights. He actually doesn't even have the lightsaber lit yet. He's just floating down, and the Jedi are looking at him, and they're like, "Okay." And then he pulls out his lightsaber, and he force pushes him away, and the episode ends. And I was like,
Hmm.
"Man, that 60 seconds was actually good." I was scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the bad of that though, I mean, just the whole show is so cheesy.
The other
Yeah,
32 minutes.
so cheesy writing. The thing that they broke lore wise was, remember that guy, the Jedi with the long head,
Yeah.
the alien. His name
Yeah.
is uh Kit Mundi or whatever.
Yeah. 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 I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So in that episode, the the soul's like, yeah, this girl has a master. Like someone is evil, right? We gotta go stop him. And he's in the small little council they're having. It's not
Yeah.
the council, it's just like this
Yeah.
group of Jedi. They're like, okay, let's go get her, right?
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, it's his species. It's his Jedi species, because he has the long head.
Yeah.
And then in the credits, no, it's actually him.
What?
Yeah, and people were like,
So
wait,
he's the acolytes.
no,
He's
he's not the mask. No, he's
no,
just
no.
he's trying to hunt the thing. But the reason
Mm.
why people are upset is one, because this takes place 100 years before, and the age of the
Oh,
species was like 50 years.
so it couldn't
But not,
possibly be
it
him.
couldn't possibly be him, but also not just that. It was because he's the one in Phantom Menace that says the Sith haven't existed in a millennium. And he sees the Sith at the end of this episode.
I feel like that's a really
Like,
bad mistake.
yeah, it's like, oh, because Everyone's just saying you didn't have to make it him, and it would have made sense. It just would have been his species, but you wanted it to be like an Easter egg,
Oh,
but it couldn't be him because of age, and also he's the one that quotes.
yeah.
And then that reminded me, wait, this whole show doesn't make sense because Phantom Menace is a big deal because Darth Maul shows up and the Jedi are like, "Oh, the Sith. We haven't seen these in 1,000 years. This is a
Yeah,
big
that's the
deal."
whole thing. Yeah. And
But a
there's
hundred
always
years,
go ahead. 100 years prior,
yeah,
which isn't that long.
yeah,
Yoda
yeah,
Yoda was alive.
yeah, Yoda's
Yoda was
alive during this
alive.
time. 100 years
Yeah.
prior, their Sith shows up, and you wouldn't think this should be in the archive somewhere. This
You know
wouldn't be
what, bud?
talked about.
I don't
So
know.
then I
Never mind.
clicked, yeah, this whole show just doesn't make sense. Even if everyone dies, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just feel like you're telling me there's that big I know the galaxy's big. You're telling me that many Jedi just aren't telling the higher ups, yo, there's
Well,
this guy.
oh my God, they just, I don't even know where to start. I haven't even watched it and I'm already
It's
agitated.
bad. It's just not bad on the lore part. It's just bad acting, bad dialogue. It's bad. It's
Like,
bad.
there's stuff where it's like, okay, the fans are being bitches. And then there's stuff like, no, it's just that's bad writing. You guys messed that
Yeah.
up, and it sounds like they're messing it up. They're not doing the research
So
that they
yeah.
need. Like, like, yeah, all you do is have watched the other movie, and like,
Yes.
oh,
Because
that guy, yeah,
I'm not reading the
yeah,
comic books.
you're not like, yeah,
I just know from watching the
yeah,
movies.
and they're messing up stuff. So,
Yeah. And
gosh, and it's always like, oh, they would just change this one little thing, it would have
yeah,
worked. But
yeah.
no, you want to go for like they're going to lose their minds. Yeah, not for the reason you think. Not for
Yeah.
the reason you think. Yeah, they're losing their
Yeah.
minds because you keep messing up stuff. Like,
Yeah.
come on, people, do better. Do
But
better.
I will say episode 5 was a decent watch just because it
Okay.
had minimal dialogue
Mm,
and choreographed fights the whole time. That were actually
mm,
well choreographed.
mm.
Like the Sith guy
That's
fought.
unheard of in the Disney era.
It was the best choreo choreographed, the best
Yeah.
choreographed fight, I will
Okay.
say.
Okay.
It was decent. It was actually good. Besides it being dark, but whatever. He was fighting. It was cool. He was doing unorthodox tactics. Like I guess his helmet was some material from the comics that disrupts lightsaber flow or whatever. So his
Okay.
helmet, he's like hitting it against the lightsabers and they're like going out for a second. And then he
Really?
just slice them. Yeah.
Oh,
Like it
nice.
like messes up the flow. So I was like, oh, what is he doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I thought that was cool, but what's it called? The Padawan in it is X2 or whatever her name is. X the in Logan. What's that little girl's name?
Oh, is it? Yeah,
She's the
Laura.
Padawan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. X
What's
23. X
X23?
23. Yeah. Oh.
She's the Padawan, and she did the stunts for this. I saw like a behind the scenes her practicing, and she has a good fight. Like she's
Yeah.
giving him the thing, and she dies pretty
Oh,
bad, but
damn.
she was fighting, and even Soul, the guy, the main Jedi, he was in
Yeah.
Squid Games. He's that main guy.
They said he
He's like,
trained for 4 months for that fight.
oh, he did good because he's
Mm-hmm.
an older guy, right? But there's a part where I think his lightsaber goes out or something. Oh yeah, he hits the helmet against his lightsaber, so it goes out. But he just goes starts giving him the hands,
Yeah, hey,
and you never see Jedi do that. So
with them hands.
and it's
Yeah, with
actually
them hands.
well,
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah. Hmm.
And
See, that
but
makes
then
me
they
want to
start
watch it.
talking again.
Yeah. Then you're
Then
like,
they
damn it.
start talking
Like,
again,
you
and
ruined everything.
yeah, and they did a reveal that they thought was gonna be more impactful, but it was really spot on who the villain
Almost.
was.
Who is it? You can tell me. Spoiler.
It's like, because
Is it Plagueis?
no,
No.
it's the main girl's name's May and Osha, like the twins,
Yeah.
right? And the one killing the Jedi was May, so her master was just the sidekick she had that was like guiding her.
Oh. All right.
because they're on this
Yeah.
like uncharted territory planet to kill one of the
Yeah.
Jedi, and
Yeah.
there's only the Jedi there, May and her companion. And then
Right.
May's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go back to my sister. I didn't know she was alive. So I don't need to do this anymore. And then guess
Mm.
what? Her master shows up. He's like, you
Yeah.
betrayed me? Oh, who? There's only 10 people on this planet.
Yeah. Who could it be?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I will say they did a good job. Like he's fit. Like they
Yeah.
showed him as him compared to him regular. Like I thought he was just some scrawny guy.
Yeah.
But then I don't know how they did it, but yeah, he was cut. So,
Yeah. Nice.
they did a good job like showing that different. Like there was a
Yeah.
physical difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
I
one was
got you.
good. But the actual like this is the big bad.
Yeah. And you're like,
Everyone was just like, we knew this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, but I know people who went to see Phantom Menace back in the day and really were like, I think maybe that Palpatine, we should keep an
Oh
eye. I
my
said,
God.
yeah, yeah, he's the
You
emperor.
think?
Like, yeah, it's like this
Yeah.
isn't like,
It's
yeah,
not Clue.
yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Um, hmm.
And there's
I
three episodes of that show. The episode 5, I thought it was the second to last. It
there's
just
three
felt
more.
very climactic. So I'm just thinking, where are they going with 3 episodes of this?
I
But
don't
I
know.
digress.
I will watch it soon. I will.
Yeah, it's
I mean, because
worth it if you have nothing else.
we will get to the thing that has taken over my television watching at some point in this
Yeah.
podcast. We will always get back to
But I
that
only
one.
have one last review
Oh, go ahead.
before your deep dive in the.
Oh no, because I got a shit ton of trailers I watched,
Shit.
so we'll
Okay.
have to
Yeah, I have a
gloss,
couple too.
we'll gloss over those. But go ahead.
This review will be brief. It's Hot D. You want to talk about Hot D?
What's Hot D?
House of the Dragon.
Hot D. Shut up. Shut up. Go
You didn't
ahead.
hear that? Hot D.
No, I didn't know nothing about Hot D. That's awesome.
That's the abbreviation.
Yeah, can you please tell me about it? Because I didn't get to watch it. So
You
please,
didn't watch it?
but
What are you
my life,
doing?
I'm slacking. So please give it to me. Give it to me.
Drop One Piece.
How dare you? How dare you?
This
Oh, go.
Hot D season 2, episode 2 aired.
Yes.
Episode 3 is about to air tonight as we record this.
So talk to me about episode 2. What happened?
You want me to spoil it for
Yeah,
you?
let's go. Yes, go. Let's go.
Well, I feel like a lot happened. Aegon's throwing a fit because his kid was just killed
Yeah, brutally.
brutally, which is
Yeah.
fair. I listened to a review and they said like they do a good job making you hate characters, but then making you empathize with them. 'Cause you're like, oh man, that would suck. And they did this with Aegon like throughout the whole
Yeah.
thing. You're
Yeah.
like, Aegon sucks. Oh, Aegon's a little funny. Oh, I feel bad for Aegon.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's throwing a fit. He broke Viserys' Lego set of
Why'd you say it's Lego set?
it's of Valeria.
Oh wow.
It's not King. It's
Oh
not
yeah, that big
it's
giant thing.
Valeria.
It's
Yeah.
Valeria. Yeah, it's Valeria.
And I
dude.
didn't know, based on like the books, he built that from his dreams.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, like over years.
Wow.
So anyway, he broke it. He was throwing a fit.
Such a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're like, man, this kid did just get beheaded.
Mm, mm.
There. What were you saying? You called?
I call that selective breaking. I've seen that when people are drunk before.
Uh,
Yeah, I'll break a glass, but I won't. I'll kick the couch, but I won't kick my PlayStation. That type of stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You missed
Yeah. I'm mad, but I ain't all the way mad.
Or you
Yeah.
lift the TV, you're like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You're so right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But this episode, it just has a lot. Then Rhaenyra and her council's talking like, Rhaenyra says they think I killed a kid and they're blaming on me. And they're like,
wow,
some of her counsel was like, well, did you? Like, we wouldn't blame you if you did it. And she's like, I didn't do it. And then she realized, she looks at Damon, who was quiet, and he's really looking like, He's quiet. And everyone's like, this is the first time you're quiet
Yeah,
ever.
yeah, yeah. You always
And
got something
he,
to say.
yeah. So
Yeah.
they have a good scene of just them two talking.
She's
And
probably like,
he's
what
like,
the fuck? Yeah.
he's like, I didn't tell them to do it. And she's like, who did you tell them to kill if they didn't find Amon? And he's like, I didn't tell him to do it.
Yeah.
And then she's
Yeah.
like, she said, you hide your, she had this dope quote. I'm gonna
What'd she
butcher it.
say?
It
Yeah,
was
what'd
like,
she say?
she's like, you hide your darkness like a blade in its sheath,
Ooh,
something
nice.
along those lines. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I like.
she's like, like, I always knew you were crazy, basically. But I thought,
Yeah.
like, I took it as like a challenge, but now I don't even know if I can trust you and all this
Mm,
stuff. And he's just like, your father was weak. That's why he's
mm,
a weak king. He was afraid
mm,
of me being king. That's why he didn't name me king. And she's like, he
mm.
couldn't trust you. That's why he didn't name you king. But he still
Yeah.
loved you and all this stuff. And he's like, I'm
Yeah.
leaving. And he leaves and he rides his dragon away.
That long neck dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She was on
Yeah.
that be mad stuff. Wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
said to him, "You're pathetic for killing the kid." Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. He
But
didn't
they were
like that.
having, yeah, but even before they got into it, like he stood up and she flinched because he choked her out last season.
Yeah, he did. That's right. He
So
did.
she's like afraid of him, but she's still calm, pathetic, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Mm.
that was just a good scene between them. And
Matt
he rode his
Smith.
dragon, which I
Mm.
didn't know. And in the books, they said his dragon, like he didn't even have to say Dracarys to make it shoot fire. It just knew when.
Just knows when he wants it.
Yeah, I was like,
Uh,
ooh,
yeah, with that long neck.
yeah, because
Ugh.
he's a good character and he's a good act.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah,
great act, like
yeah. It's that they're stacked. That cast is
yeah,
stacked. Yeah.
stacked. But that was just a snippet. I mean, then Christian Cole, the man everyone hates, the knight.
Yes. Yes.
He tells the twin, the twin knight. You remember the two twins
Yeah. Yeah. I know you're
each
talking about.
side? He's
Yeah.
like,
One went with one and one stayed.
yeah.
Mhm.
There's a scene, and he's like, "Where were you when Jaehaerys was killed?" And he's like, "Where were you?"
Yeah. He is
And
banging a princess.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. The
because he
queen.
starts it
Yeah.
with like, he's like, "Why is your cape dirty? We're knights of honor or whatever. Like, you gotta stay clean." He's like, "Oh, it was dirty from the service of the kid. We were pushing him through the mud."
Yeah.
He's like, "You
Yeah.
gotta change your cape now." And then he's like, "Where were you when Jaehaerys?" He's basically is
Yeah.
guilty, and he's
Yeah.
projecting,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's like, "Okay, here's a plan. You pose as your twin, go to Dragonstone, kill Rhaenyra." He's like, "It's gonna be heavily guarded. I'm not doing that." He said,
Yeah.
"Well, you gotta prove your loyalty to the king." And the shot, you can just see in his face, he's like, "Yeah, I'm screwed." He's like, "Okay,
Yeah.
he's like, "Okay, my lord."
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes to the Dragonstone. This is the last scene. He goes to Dragonstone, and I'm skipping a lot because the White Worm is in this episode too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and her and Rhaenyra have a scene, and Rhaenyra's like, "Oh, I remember you," and she's like,
Mm.
"Hi, Mela." She said, White Worm says, "Damon said I would be free for giving him this information about Amon or whatever."
Yeah, yeah,
He's like, "Well, he's gone. He might
yeah,
be back next week. He might never be back." She
yeah,
says that.
yeah, yeah,
She
yeah,
eventually lets her go, but as
yeah,
she's leaving the White Worm, she sees Eric with an A coming off one of the ships, and does a double take, and then it just cuts, and we see Eric, the Green Twin, the High Tower Twin,
yeah,
sneaking through the castle,
yeah,
and he eventually gets into Rhaenyra's chambers, and when he gets in, we see Eric with an E, the black side,
yeah,
the Targaryen side, or the one we like.
yeah.
He barges in. He's like, "Don't do this." And then they have a scuffle,
Oh,
and you can't tell which one's which. You cannot tell. Like one gets his leg cut, the other one gets his leg cut. The way they shoot it, they edit it, you get
yeah,
mixed up. And you're like,
yeah,
oh my God, who is it? And then he's about to stab the one, and he's like, "We were brothers. We were like one of the same soul or whatever." And he kills him, and he stands up. The twin that's alive stands up. He's like, I'm sorry, McQueen. And she's like, don't do this. And he falls on his sword. Episode ends.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
heavy. Yeah.
And you're like, which one was it?
Yeah. Because they're both dead now.
They're both dead.
Wow. I think it was the good one that fell on the
Yeah,
sword.
they came out. The creator said it was the
Yeah.
good one that fell on his
Yeah.
sword. But
But he
just the fact, I was like, yeah,
damn.
killed your
Damn.
brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's deep.
Some
That's
more
deep.
happened in that episode, but yeah, it was deep.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite scene. That was the last scene. Otto, Aegon tells Otto to step down his hand in this episode too.
Ozzy.
Yeah, Otto gives it to him though, because Aegon killed. They basically Otto has this plan. He's like, we're gonna have a funeral service for your son. We're gonna have your mom and your wife with the son on the casket walking through the town, so people feel bad for you. And they're like, Rhaenyra is evil. How could she do
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Shortly after, Aegon has all the rat catchers killed because they don't know which rat catcher it was, and he hangs
Yeah.
them in public, and everyone's weeping. So Otto
Yeah.
comes barging in. What did you do? We had him
Yeah.
on your side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they all hate you. They're weeping at our gates. You killed innocent men. And he says, but one guilty one. And the, and and Otto just starts getting into him. He's like, you're a
Yeah.
fool. And Christian Cole's like, watch your mouth. He said, you're talking to the king. He's like, I'm talking to my grandson. And he's like, you're a
Wow.
fool. He's calling him all this stuff. And he
Yeah.
and he says that Aegon said something about Viserys isn't here anymore. And Otter's like, and we're the poorer for it. And he's like, I made a mistake. And Aegon's like, he said I would be a great king. And he's like, is that what you think? And he's
Oh
saying all
shit.
this stuff. He calls him like a sniveling pup or something. Like he just
Wow.
says all these insults, and he's like, you can see in this whole scene, Otto is just like, man, I made a mistake. This was my whole plan, like
Yeah.
breeding this kid
Yeah.
to be king,
Yeah.
and it's
He,
going back in my face.
yeah. He's fucking terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned something about a third son of Viserys and Helena, or not Helena, the mom. I forget her
What?
name. Yeah,
What?
because Otto, once he got fired, he was like, I'll just return to Old Town and help Daeron there. And that's
What?
their third son. And I guess he's in the books, and I guess he's really important later on. So people are like, oh my God, they finally mentioned him.
Wow.
I didn't think they were gonna do it. Yeah, he's just been at Old Town this whole time.
Wow. Old Town is
That's where the High Towers rule. That's their thing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
Wow.
oldest town. I guess it was like the capital before King's Landing. Like it was
Yeah.
like the town.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah,
All right.
so that was Hot D, House of the
Hot
Dragon.
hot D. Yeah, I'm gonna get on that. I will. I'll check it out this week.
Yeah,
Well, man. So what else do you have for the people then, bud?
just some trailers, like you said. But
What kind
that's
of
all I got.
what trailers you got? What did you got?
Well, we got the Penguin trailer for the Batman spinoff.
Yeah, the Matt Reeves Penguin series starring
Yeah,
Colin Farrell as Penguin. Looks
yeah,
good.
still
Looks
killing it.
well. Looks
Yeah,
well done. Looks like the movie. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm looking
It'll
forward
be
to it.
a
That's
good crime show, I think.
yeah, I think so too. Set in the Batman universe,
Yeah,
not the DCU people.
yeah, it's
In
the
the
same.
Batman universe, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Um
yeah. That's September 8th.
oh, is that what that is?
Yep,
Nice. Nice. Um since we're in the Batman verse, did you happen to see the Batman Cape Crusader trailer that
I
dropped?
did see that. That's gonna be on Amazon
Ooh,
Prime.
buddy. Oh, yeah, which surprised me.
Me too.
That is not on Max. That must have been some
Yeah,
shit that was already worked out.
yeah, like way
But
back.
you saw the names attached to that, right?
I did.
You saw my man JJ Abrams' name on there. I said, "Oh, well,
Oh,
good."
oh.
Yeah. I mean, well, Bruce Timm is obviously
I
back.
saw Bruce Tim. Yeah,
For people who don't know, Bruce Timm was the creator of the critically acclaimed beloved, much missed Batman the Animated Series from the 1990s. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, basically all the DC comic cartoons that you grew up like loving, Bruce Timm had his hands in them. Justice League Unlimited, Batman the Animated Series, The Adventures of Superman. That was all Bruce Timm. So the fact that they brought him back,
good resume.
it's, but the fact that they made such an effort to break away from him for 10 years,
Did they really?
they tried so
Oh,
hard. The first thing they did was that Batman Brave and the Bold. Change
oh, yeah,
change the
yeah,
character
yeah,
design, change the animation, changed everything, you know, different vibe. But it wasn't a bad show. Then they did that CGI Batman, you know, that
yeah,
nobody even remembers. And they've tried so many times to get
yeah.
away, because you figure Bruce Timm started the Batman animated series in like 1982. 1992. So it's a
92,
30,
yeah,
30. These are 30-year-old concepts and designs, but
yeah,
people fucking love them. As soon as I saw the trailer, I said, "Oh my god, it's back!" You know, like,
yeah.
cause yeah. Also, what I forgot to say, Batman Forever. Like Batman Forever was also Bruce Timm. So so
All I'm gonna say, my only complaint
yeah.
is it has an Amazon Prime animation
What do you
and
mean? Cheap?
just
You mean?
super cheap looking, like super flat. Like the backgrounds don't have any like character to them. Just yeah, cheaply done. Like we
Hmm.
talked about Invincible being
Yeah,
cheap.
Invincible.
So that's my
Yeah,
only fear because
yeah,
especially when we see other animated stuff nowadays.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm just scared with the Batman with the Cape Crusader show
Well, I
falling into
feel
that same realm. I hope not, because the animated series is with like
yeah,
revolutionary.
yeah. I feel like they're going with less is more. That's my hope.
I hope so too.
That less is more.
It's all
But
it's all gonna be about the shading, I think.
yeah.
How they shade it.
Well, we shall see. I just know that seeing Bruce Timm's name again and seeing that
Yeah,
JJ was attached to it, I said, okay, JJ, I
yeah.
see you. You know,
I think
but
that's this month or
uh,
July.
it's
I'm pretty
soon.
sure it said.
Did
Yeah,
you
I think it's soon.
did you see that the Suicide Squad animated series dropped on Amazon Prime?
Oh,
I had no idea. I'm saying no. I
I
literally
didn't know they're
saw it.
making a show.
I saw it today. Was like, what? Like I
Oh,
went, no, was it? Wait, no, it's on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
yeah.
And
Oh,
I went, wait, I went, what? When did what? Now it's like 2024. That's out. I was like, what
I
is
didn't know
this?
that was a
So
thing.
yeah, I didn't either. So I'm gonna have to catch up and see what that's all about.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you see the Nosferatu trailer?
yes, I
You watched
did.
that? You actually
I
watched
I
it?
watched it because it's Nosferatu, and when it was over, you know what I said? Nope,
That had
nope,
me
nope.
scared.
But as soon as I saw Willem Dafoe, I said, "Oh, nope,
It's a
nope,
wrap.
nope," because you know that dude, he just scary on his own.
He is. He don't need
And
no makeup. I thought he was
I'm like,
Nosferatu for
I
a
know he
second.
was like, Nosferatu. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, nope, nope,
Nosferatu.
nope,
And then
nope.
they just showed a shadow.
Yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant, brilliant trailer. That's
Oh
why I
yeah,
watched it, honestly, because I was
me
like, I know
too.
this trailer is going to be the truth.
Because you know who's making it. Robert Eggers. He did The Witch, The
Yes,
Lighthouse, and The
yes,
Northman. So
yes,
it's gonna be well
yes.
done. It's gonna be
Oh, it's gonna be well
very
done.
well done.
Willem Dafoe, Willem Dafoe, Willem Dafoe. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I
And
just
I didn't know this till today. Bill Skarsgård is playing Count Olaf, Nosferatu.
really,
Bill Skarsgård. So
that's
yeah,
Pennywise, right?
yep, yep.
Oh
He just
no.
loves playing
Oh,
freaks.
then that's a hell no. That
Yeah,
dude is scary.
he's
No,
tall
I'm
and
not.
lanky, and
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
that's
Period.
great casting.
You could go see that with your mama. I'm not
Yeah,
watching that. I wow. Yeah, that's funny because I watched that trailer at work and I was like, oh wow. Yeah, that's all
yeah, it's
fucked
gonna
up.
be creepy. I watched
Did
the
you,
original years ago.
did you really?
Yeah.
What's funny is I think Willem Dafoe played Nosferatu.
Oh, I meant the 1920s one.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you're
I know
right.
what
He
you
did. He did play it
in that
in
in
like the
that movie.
90s.
It was a movie where they
Yeah.
were making Nosferatu, not realizing that the person playing Nosferatu was actually a vampire. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
He
Willem
did.
Dafoe.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, yeah. I forget
I,
what the
for,
movie was called though. Was
I
it
know exactly
Nosferatu?
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Huh.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm
That's
like,
interesting.
huh. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up while we're talking.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Inside Out 2 last week?
No. Well,
Um,
we talked about it came out, actually.
well, I mean, and it's a hit. Your sister saw it, she liked it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it's
that's
making
what.
money. It's making a lot of
Yeah, it's
money.
it's it's doing its thing,
Yeah.
and I'm happy for that. Uh,
Me too.
those complex emotions, boy. Whew, you know
Would you say Pixar's back?
what I say? No, you need more than one in this era. You need more than one to say you're back. Look at M
Yeah.
Night Shyamalan. Did you know that his daughter has a show out?
Oh yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
I did see it was his daughter, and I said, "Oh, I didn't know he had a kid. I
Yeah, I
didn't know he
haven't.
had a kid
I'm,
in
I mean,
filmmaking."
I guess he's old enough to have a kid. That's what's bananas to me. But
Yeah.
I mean,
He's older than you.
yeah, I guess so. I just don't feel my age, until I get up and move around a little bit.
Oh my.
Then I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm old as hell. Um, but yeah, I haven't watched any of the stuff that she's done. But I think she has a series on either Hulu or Netflix or something, and it's in the same vein as him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Suspense, mild terror, suspense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
Twist.
horror. Yeah, I wouldn't say horror. But I'm really trying to find this movie because I know
I saw a picture, but they didn't give me the movie.
because it was in the
Him in the makeup and stuff.
yeah, it was a '90s movie,
Yeah.
but I can't remember how deep into the '90s it was. That's my Shadow of the Vampire.
Okay. I
Yep,
feel like
Shadow.
Dracula kind of overshadowed that.
And he was see, I don't even know. Wow, I mean, I'm sure that director was a big deal at the time, but right now I'm like, I don't know anything
Who
else
was
he ever.
it?
Elias,
Oh, I don't know.
Elias Merhig.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know who
he.
that is.
Oh, he doesn't even do stuff in English anymore. Okay. Yeah, like his last two movies weren't even like English. But anyways, did you hear the news?
What news?
The movie that the sequel that everyone's been waiting for.
Well, sequel.
Maleficent 3.
Oh my,
That's right. Angelina Jolie is returning to play
she's
Maleficent
back.
a
Yeah,
third
yeah.
time. And your mother and your
I can't
sister.
wait.
But when I told them it was coming out, they tried to front like it was no big deal. And I was like,
Oh
you
my
two
God.
are not going to act, are you just going to sit here and act like you just didn't rush out to see
Yeah.
Maleficent 2 and
Wait, they
come home
saw
with,
that?
yeah, they came,
Maleficent, they saw
but
Maleficent
yeah, they
too?
came home with free posters. Remember? They were all about Maleficent when we went. Remember, we all went to
I
see it as
know
a
we
family.
saw, I remember the first one and everyone loved that
Yeah,
movie.
and they were well. That's what started Disney's fucking thing with the live
Live act.
actions. It
Yes.
was
Yeah.
Maleficent
Yeah.
because the next one was Cinderella. I
Yeah.
think then we started
Yeah.
getting our Alice in Wonderlands. Like it just
Yeah.
was just like,
No,
oh,
Alice in Wonderland was actually first, but I
was it?
didn't
Was it
consider
really?
those in the same realm. Yeah.
I really kind of didn't think it as a Disney live
Me
action because
neither. Me
it's because
neither.
it's
It was
Alice.
so
But
different and stuff.
yeah,
Man,
remember the
God, I
second
didn't know
one
they
with
saw
the
the second
remember
one. I
the
saw the
second one with
trailer and I said, "Yeah, I'm good on that."
they saw remember the second one though, Alice with the
I
Jabberwocky that
know.
nobody went to see.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
Jabberwocky, no one was. They were like, I don't care.
I thought you were talking about Maleficent too. Yeah, that
Maleficent too, I didn't care either, but your mom and your sister loved it.
I didn't know that. And they're
Yeah,
making a third one.
yeah, yeah.
Who asked for
Who
that?
I don't know. That was 20 years ago. Your sister was like 7 when that shit came out.
No,
Yeah,
it was 2014, but
was it? But
yeah,
still, that was 10 years ago. It'll be 10
I
years by the time
know.
it'll be 11 by the time it comes out. Like what?
Yeah,
Like who's gonna see that movie?
man.
But
Especially
yeah,
nowadays. Mm,
I
mm,
um
mm.
I watched the trailer for another movie that like no one has any desire to see, but it just made me laugh when I saw the trailer. I was like, some movies just get made. Like I was like, some movies just get made, and I'm just like, how do these movies get made?
Yeah.
Did you see the trailer for The Union?
No, what is this about? I didn't.
Okay, this is Mark Wahlberg. This is what Mark
Oh, that
Wahlberg
enough
does.
said. Enough said.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. He sees a
Oh my
movie.
God.
He sees a movie that's popular, and he goes, I could make a movie just like that we'll just change the name in a few fucking locations, and
Yeah.
I'm going to make that movie. So the movie's called The Union. It stars Mark Wahlberg and Academy Award winner Halle Berry,
Oh
who
my God.
literally caught lightning in a bottle one
Yeah,
time
it has
and
not been a good movie.
turned into a good actress for one movie and has since done nothing but trash. So so
Catwoman.
we can't forget Catwoman.
Yeah.
Your grandma loves that movie. Your grandma
No.
does. She came home from Catwoman and gave me a
Halle
rave. It gave me
Berry.
let's get ratchet. Let's get ratchet. Yes, your grandmother
Oh
gave me a
God.
rave review, bud. And
Oh man.
so yeah, the Union is about Mark Wahlberg's ex-girlfriend from high school comes walking into this bar in his hometown 20 some years, which would probably be 30, but let's just say
Yeah.
20. But for the
Yeah.
movie, they'll say it was 20. 20
Okay.
some years since he's seen her. He hasn't seen her since like prom night. And she comes walking in and they hit it off and spend like the evening together, and then she like drugs him and he wakes up in like another country and turns out she's a fucking spy and above the CIA, and somebody's leaked their information, so they need somebody who's not a spy to infiltrate the organization and take out the person. So she trains Mark Wahlberg to do
What?
this. Yeah, it's just the fucking hottest of messes. But it's like three different movies that you've already seen
Yeah.
before.
One of them
It's
sound like Ghosted.
it's like yes, exactly. It's Ghosted, it's Argyle, and it's something else all rolled into
Yeah.
one. So and Ghost, it's like two other movies. So
And Ghosted was bad, right?
yeah, Ghost it was, but I enjoyed it. I ain't gonna
Yeah, I heard it was
lie.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, my baby was in it, and the armor, so she can do no wrong. But so yeah, I was just like, wow, I have to talk about it because it's just like the fact that like certain actors can consistently make profitable bad movies, so
Yeah.
they just won't stop them. It's like,
It's probably his production company too.
oh, did you see the Red One trailer?
No.
I
The
didn't
red
watch it.
one. With who?
I didn't watch it, but it's it stars J.K. Simmons as Santa
Oh.
Claus, as Santa Claus,
Yeah.
but he's like a badass. And guess who has a supporting role in this movie? And I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way this guy humbled himself for 15 minutes to have a supporting
Dwayne.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the
Is he,
support. I was like,
please tell me he's like his number one elf or something.
I think that's what he is because
Oh, okay. That would
in
be funny.
in the
I'm not gonna
scene
lie.
JK is like working out and the Rock spotting him, and I was like, JK probably told him he beat his ass. So oh, look, I'm mistaken. Oh, I got the whole thing wrong from the trailer.
Is
Damn.
he not even Santa?
I'm reading the synopsis. After Santa Claus, codename Red One, is kidnapped, the North Pole's head of security,
Which is
who
Dwayne.
Dwayne Johnson,
Oh my gosh.
must team up with the world's most infamous bounty hunter, Chris Evans, in a globe-trotting, action-packed mission to save Christmas. I literally just got sick to my stomach. All right. But I will say
That's not the
this.
same.
All my Beyonces and Lucy Liu is in this movie. I might just watch it because I ain't seen her fine ass in a minute, but I'm just saying. Goodness gracious.
She
Goodness
Mrs. Claus.
No, she's not. That would be dope if she was. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. But she's not. She's not. Oh, this is just sad, sad, sad. Why did I think that Dwayne was taking us? Why? Why? I was totally misled. Oh, this movie's gonna be terrible.
Yeah. Is that the new thing, like action Christmas movies?
I mean, they keep trying. They keep trying.
Yeah.
And people keep not watching. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear? It's kind of like a Dwayne Johnson, Vin Diesel segue. Did you hear that your boy Stingray from Cobra Kai? You know what I'm talking about? That actor who's suddenly
Yeah.
he's like a valid, like
he's a
legit.
credit. Yeah, he's winning awards and stuff. Yeah.
He's beefing with Vin Diesel right now.
Over what?
Well, he's beefing with Vin Diesel and anyone else in Hollywood that acts like a douche and mistreats their coworkers. I guess he was in some interview and he brought up actors, treating their coworkers like shit. on
Yeah.
set, and he mentioned Vin Diesel by name and said, "I haven't even worked with him. I've just heard it from so many people." And I was like, "Wow, Stingray,
That's,
a couple award nominations got you feeling some kind of way."
yeah. Well, he's probably like I'm gonna be typecast.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
So
mean, does it really matter?
does it really matter what I true, true. I'm just rattling off my list of news. But yeah,
That's
that
funny, yeah.
yeah.
If he's like,
Yeah.
if you're not in the family,
Yeah, if you're not in the yeah, in the family.
family.
I'm like this dude. So yeah, I was like, wow. Well, good for you for speaking up.
Yeah, that
Um
is good. Yeah.
Kanye West made news this week.
Oh God.
And it wasn't even like new news. Like I read about this a couple weeks ago, but now it's like news. Because you know how he bought that $57 million mansion in Malibu?
No.
Yeah, this was a couple years ago. He bought it. It's like
Good for him.
iconic. No, this is Kanye we're talking about, bud. This guy spent millions of dollars designing a sink that looks like it's flat.
Okay. Not
You
good
seen
for
you've seen that sink, right? The sink that
no.
he has. He designed a sink that looks like a slab of concrete, but it
That's
actually
actually
does.
cool.
It actually does
Not
like
that
drain,
like
but when you look at it, it's like it looks flat,
yeah.
but it actually does like it's a sink. It's crazy,
Yeah.
but
That's cool. Not with the money. It's a cool
yeah, yeah,
concept.
yeah. It's just Kanye doing Kanye shit. So he buys his $57 million like iconic Malibu beachfront property
Yeah.
and guts it. Like, yeah, this thing was like this. I don't know
Oh
who it was
wow.
designed by, but it was already like iconic. It was already
Yeah.
like this is like the spot. And then Kanye buys it and he guts it completely.
That's
And
sad.
and starts renovation and then lost interest because he wasn't manic anymore. You know what I mean? So no, it's sitting there gutted.
No, and yeah.
He's being sued by one of the contractors because the guy was like staying there because it was like, yo, I like took all the windows out. There's no doors. Like the contractor was like staying there at night. And like, so he's suing Kanye for like, you know, services rendered or whatever. And it's not worth this structure is not worth like $3 million.
Oh,
And Kanye's just trying to sell it because he lost interest. It went from like 57 to 13 to like 3 or something crazy.
that's
And
sad.
I'm like, Kanye, damn, dude, like, damn. Just like you can't do everything. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna reinvent the wheel. And they were like, no,
Yeah.
it was already a work of art. You didn't have to touch anything. But yay.
That was probably one of the hardest projects
Oh,
for that contractor. Like
oh,
he's saying, I want he wants that lava pit in the Incredibles
yeah,
that
yeah.
separates.
Don't say that because then that'll happen. You'll be like, it only cost me 750 million. What's it do? I
It
live in a
just
volcano. It's too
yeah,
hot for me to stay here, but I
like
can
I,
you know,
like I can sprint through it really quick to
yeah, yeah,
to my
yeah,
bedroom, but I can't
yeah,
like sit
yeah.
in here.
I can't sit in here. It's really hot. Like he's like,
Yeah.
it's really hot.
I have
Like
to
I
wear
can
this.
be,
They told me to
yeah,
wear this special
yeah.
polyester suit or
Yeah,
something.
no, yeah, breathing apparatus. Like I can keep it 70 degrees in here for 15 minutes. Basically,
Yeah.
as long as which I mean, like, yeah, very impractical. Um, but it looks cool when I walk in.
Hello.
Yeah, it does, Kanye. Yeah, it does. You said like the Incredibles, and I immediately was like, oh my god, that was dope. But
That
yeah,
was
that was some cartoon shit.
that's some James Bond
Like, Kanye, where'd you get your inspiration? He was like, he was syndrome. What? He
syn-
was like, who? He was like, syndrome, the Incredibles.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible, 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 terrible. My last little bit of news, and we should have talked about it earlier. Did you hear about Jeremy Allen White, of the Bear fame, Carmi?
Yeah.
Did you
What
hear
about
that
it?
he was cast to play Bruce Springsteen in the
Oh, what?
yeah, in a
Good
Bruce
for
Springsteen
him.
biography. Yeah, I forget the name of it. It's not called The Boss. So don't get
Yeah.
excited, people. That's not what it's called. But he was cast to play Bruce Springsteen, which I was like, oh, and he
Yeah.
said he's gonna do his best and try and sing, which means they will definitely be dubbing him because
Yeah,
I
I don't blame people for that.
look.
Because we go in wanting to hear the music
It's
of the
called
artist.
Deliver Me from Nowhere. That's what it's called.
Interesting. But we
And
know he looks good in a white tee, so
I
that's
mean,
already
hey,
check that off
hey,
the list.
you know. So I'm just saying, I'd walk in and be like, I can't sing, but I will. Ask my cousins, ask my kids, ask my wife. And
Yeah.
they'd be like, yeah, we've heard. But yeah. Um, so yeah, I'd be interested in see. I'll be interested in seeing how that goes. We'll get to smoke. I feel like I don't know if Bruce Springsteen smokes, but I feel like he definitely did at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
Everyone did.
Everybody did. Yeah. You can smoke on an airplane. So yeah.
Back in time, back when it was real America. I want to
Mm,
eat a steak, beer, and
yeah.
a cigarette
Yeah.
all at
And that
once.
while I'm driving with my kids in the back seat,
Yeah.
not in car seats. Yeah.
Bring me back that America.
Did you ever see the clips of people in the 80s when they started,
Oh, yeah.
enforcing drinking and
Them
driving
complaining.
and they were complaining about it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen those. Yeah.
Might as well be in Russia. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. Wow.
I love it. I
It's
love
the
those.
it's the epitome of don't tell me what to do. Like,
Yeah.
don't tell me what to do. I want to do what I want. So I guess before we wrap up, I'm just gonna give you my One Piece update.
Yes.
At the time of filming, just take a guess what episode I'm on, bud. I think I was on what 861 last week.
Yeah. Are you on 896?
That's your guess.
Yeah.
I'm on episode
You
901.
hit the 900s.
I am in Wano, son. I am in Wano. And here, let me tell you, this is my last burst of energy. Let me tell you about life in Wano. To
Wano.
those of you who don't know, One Piece boils down to a lot of major story arcs. The first most epic one being Marine Ford and around the 500s. And then you go through another 500 or so, 400 or so episodes,
Yeah.
and then you get to Wano. Wano is 200 episodes, and it's supposed to be the best. And when I am here to tell you, it starts at episode 892.
Yeah.
At 892, because at this point, bud, I told you, I just sit there and I watch it, and I go, "Oh, that was cool. That was dope." Like
Yeah.
that's like 892. First thing that happened, the opening credits changed. So I sat up, was like, oh shit, new credits. It's
Yeah.
like, and then I was like, oh shit, this animation just changed. And it's
Oh.
way better. It's crisp. The colors are deeper, the line work. I was like, oh my gosh. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
oh. And I don't know if because Wano is basically the island of Wano that they go to is basically feudal Japan. And
Okay.
this is anime. And if you think about anime, bud, how often do they represent Japan in anime? They never do.
Yeah.
It's
Not
always
often.
they never represent
Yeah.
Japan. So I mean, like Naruto, maybe, you know what I mean? But
That's mystic. That's like
yeah,
fantasy.
so it's like feudal Japan. So like even the way they animated the ocean looks like those old school,
Oh,
like,
shoot. That's cool.
yeah. And I was like,
Like the
ooh,
iconic wave
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, with the white
Yeah. The
and
great
the
waves.
waves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had like these giant koi, and I was just like, this is beautiful. Like, I can't believe it. And you haven't seen Zoro in over 100 episodes.
What?
Yeah, because he has nothing to do
Wow.
with, he is not in whole cake at all. They separate, because
Yeah.
that's what makes me laugh. Like, people talk about One Piece and who their favorite characters are, and I dig it, but I'm watching this in chunks, like huge
Yeah.
chunks, 30 episodes a week. People who've been watching this like 1 week at a time for the last decade, I'm
Yeah.
like, Anthony, because my man Anthony will tell me Wano took 2 years to watch. It took him two
Yeah.
years to watch it because it was only coming out
Weekly.
once a
Yeah.
week. Yeah, so I'm like, if you were watching Whole Cake, and Whole Cake is 100
You
episodes,
didn't see him for 2 years.
you didn't see him for, yeah, like I'm like, and he's
Like
your
a
favorite
year.
character. Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't see him for a whole year. He's your favorite character. You didn't see him for a year. And it's
Yeah.
not the first time this has happened. When they did Marine Forge, you didn't see the rest of the crew. For Luffy had a whole different group he was running with for about 100 episodes. So
Oh, dang.
so they separate fairly often for large chunks of the series. Like, I mean, on a series, only a few weeks have passed. except for like the
Yeah.
2-year time skip. But
Yeah.
even the 2 years time skip was actually only like 4 episodes. They're like, we're going to, but
Yeah.
yeah. So you haven't seen Zorro for 100 episodes. First thing you see is fucking Zorro with his 3 swords in a kimono, fresh animation, looking like a G. I said, "Oh, this is going to be the arc." Like, oh, I watched 8 episodes. Was like, "Oh my god, this is oh wow!" Like I was
Yeah.
like, so then I had to hit Anthony up, but he said, "Oh, it gets better," and I was like, "There ain't no way." He's like, "Oh yeah, the whole He said the whole Wano. He said it escalates. So I'm like, right now, I'm rejuvenated. I'm hype again because I'm
Yeah.
like,
That's
and
good.
I'm like, I'm in the home stretch. I got under 200 episodes to go, baby.
That's
Like,
insane.
like it's like I am almost there.
Yeah.
I am like seriously when they ask am I the one? Yeah, I am the one. Like I will be talking big time when I'm weekly, when I'm current. Oh my gosh. I
That'll be a
can't
good
wait.
feeling.
Yeah, because then I can watch other stuff on TV. Like,
Yeah.
but seriously, the one day I grounded out like 12 episodes. I was just like, I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna sit here. Because I was just like, I gotta get done.
Get
Like I got
what's that called? One of those pee things.
oh yeah. my depends or no like
No,
a
no, in the hospital.
a catheter.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
and then
geez.
get an IV hooked up to
Yeah,
your tubes.
yeah, just to finish.
Yeah.
But all those people who say they like watch One Piece in 3 months, there's no way. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Like it's good, it's great, but I wouldn't be able to spend like an 8 hour shift every day for 3 months watching it. I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's not
I wouldn't.
fun. That wouldn't be fun.
Yeah. So there's
That wouldn't be
just
fun at
but
all.
so yeah,
But you're almost there.
I'm almost there, and some of my domestic queens. Yeah, you won't have to hear about it anymore. I'll have some of my listeners hit me up, and it's funny because people will be like, "Oh, that was dope," blah blah blah, and then there are people who are like, "I don't even listen when you talk about cartoons,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, so, but it's it's okay, it's okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, so I'm almost there. Still no Jujutsu Kaisen, you know that, right?
No, I know he's sick
And
still.
yeah, he's not sick. He's broke. He's
Yeah.
broken.
He
They have
yeah.
yeah. Shonen has successfully broken yet another artist physically,
Yeah.
and they had to
From
take a
drawing.
freaking from drawing. How do you make someone draw so much that they're physically unable to work?
Yeah.
Like that is like I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah.
I
It's
feel like
bananas.
if we went over there and we introduced like drawing chairs, they'd be like, "What are these things?" They're just
They're,
chairs.
yeah,
They're,
what?
You're like, wait, so I don't have to sit on the ground with my legs crossed and kneel over this
Yeah.
thing? No, no, you can
No,
sit
he's
upright. Yeah, you
yeah,
can.
he's a chair, he's an easel.
Yeah, just try that. Tell me how
He's
your
a little
back feels.
light.
Yeah, how's your back feel now? Better? That's just crazy. Like to me, I'm
Yeah,
like, because it's not the first time.
I know.
So
I will say on real quick with Jujutsu Kaisen, Megan Thee Stallion just came out with an album Friday. She's a huge anime fan and she sampled Jujutsu Kaisen, some music
that's
from them.
that's
And I got the
bananas.
English voice actor to say something about her.
What?
Yeah, I was like,
What?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, she's a fan.
Wow. So yeah, how about that for the culture?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's big.
I remember when, but I remember when it was
I
just
know.
us.
I know.
Damn, now Megan just dying
That,
twerking talking about
yeah,
JJK.
I know.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No, she's a fan because
Yeah, I know
she's
that
been
she is.
cosplaying and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
But
yeah.
isn't that crazy? Like, could you imagine if we went to like Steel City Con and Megan Thee Stallion walked in dressed as like
It's just
it
what
would I'd be
I'll
wait,
be
what?
I'll
What?
be tweaking.
Yeah, it'd be like, speaking of, and this is the last thing I'll say, touching on sports, Russell Williams.
Oh yeah.
Saw my first picture of Russell Williams in a Steelers uniform.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That means Sierra ain't that far away. So I mean, what's gonna be is what's gonna be, I guess.
It's just a warning.
I mean,
Warning
yeah,
to
yeah.
Russ. To
I
Russ,
mean,
you know.
just I mean, I mean, you don't make me show up with some Osos and change your whole life. That's all I'm saying. I mean, the people don't know about Osos, and there's people that do know about Osos. That's all I'm saying. I mean, Russell Williams and Russell Williams,
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Sorry, I knew it was wrong as soon as I said it. And Sierra being in Pittsburgh is the most bananas thing I think ever for me. It's
Yeah.
just for sports. I'm like, that's just like I feel like Pittsburgh is like the city that's never had like I don't know. we've had stars, but it's like Pittsburgh stars. You know what I mean? Like Big Ben was Big Ben, but he was never like, I don't know. I feel like Big Ben could have went to like Vegas and nobody would have known who he was. That
Yeah.
type of stuff, you know. So
Yeah, I do get
you
what you're
understand what I'm
saying.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's this ain't
No,
LA.
you mean good-looking stars.
Well, I don't even mean good looking.
That's
You said that. I'm just saying
that's
like
what you mean.
it's how it's hard to explain, but like there's a certain type of like athlete that we get, you know. Like our all-time great running back is called the bus. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as opposed to like your Emmitt Smiths, your Barry Sanders, those, you know what I mean? He just grounded out yards, played for a long time, ran people over. That's who we had. That's the kind of guy we
He's one of
had.
the greatest.
He
He's one of the
is, but
great.
he is, but I'm saying we don't get like, I don't know, we don't
We
get
had
like the.
AB. What you talking about?
And then he left. He left. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm
He
way
was
too big."
low. He was
Yeah,
crazy. He
he
was crazy.
was. He was way too much flash for Pittsburgh. But he had bad taste anyway. Remember he dyed his eyebrows, and then remember
Yeah.
he had that bad haircut. Like he was trying too hard to
He
be
was
famous.
crazy. He was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
He got hit in the head. He wasn't the same.
Truth. But that's really all I got, bud. That's really all I got.
We'll finish the bear next episode. So
Yeah. Next episode.
till next time.
Yeah, he's son.
And he's Pops.
And thanks for listening, everyone.
Ay, can't touch me like Gojo. Look good at all my photos. Just landed in Kyoto. I'm worldwide, these bitches local.